Usually I do the countdown, but today I forgot. Good afternoon, boys and girls. That's right. What's today's date? 12/22, December 22nd, 2022. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing phenomenal. I'm home. My wife just got home from work. That's good. Takes a little bit of stress off my mind. I was stressing. I love my wife. I want her to come home and fuck that job. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want my wife to have her job, but I feel like at this point, if your job hasn't let you go home and you don't work in like retail or some other like I don't know, like essential, like a new word, essential. My beard looks fucking wonky. I should have brushed it. Cockeyed, loopy, whatever. I feel like if your job hasn't let you go home yet, your job fucking sucks, and you should just, unless you got a lot of shit riding on it, you should start to look for another one that actually cares about your life a little bit more because the road conditions are getting fucked up out there. Now, I'm not worried about a foot of snow. No, I'm not. But what I'm worried about is the freezing fucking temperatures. The temperatures have dropped, I don't fucking 18 degrees in the last hour. So all this shit's going to freeze. I guess my long story short is to take care of yourselves, guys, and like your life is way more important than some fucking job, you know? So if you get a chance and you got a chance, head home. Go home and fucking, yeah, I guess you did live on the tube. So anyway, what I'm doing today, man, is I came here to show you guys a device. It's called the Dragon Egg. It's by Lookah. Lookah makes a lot of like budget-based dab and consumption. As a former employee of insert local roast beef restaurant here, I can almost guarantee they'll be open no more business hours. You know, I don't know, man. If I had a restaurant right now, I'd be like, yeah, closing it because I value my employees and their lives more than I value a couple bucks. But that's another video. I didn't even mean to get off on that rant. I wanted to show you guys this because my friend Ryan works down at Lime Vapor. He manages the location and basically runs the entire shop. But Lime Vapor recently, their business is sort of slipping, man. A lot of people are going and getting the disposables from the gas station. For whatever reason, man, the vape industry is kind of slowing down a little now. Not everybody's vaping on their douche flutes like I am. You know, I don't know for what, but they also sell head shop equipment and sublimation gear. So, if you're in the Lima area or the South County area and you have a chance to go by and patronize their business, please do. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to step their game up on the head shop side of things. Okay. So, and when I say step their game up, man, they're going from like crappy pipes, like the regular 1999 smokers utensils to trying to step their game up and get into today's world of concentrate devices, rigs, and things like that. Now, the Dragon Egg is a budget entry level device. I'm going to just say that out of the gates. Okay. So like if you guys have been dabbing on the Puffco Pro or something like that, this video may or may not interest you. Now, what will interest you about this, no matter who you are, is the price tag on this thing. This is $85 before tax. If you go to Lime Vapor before New Year's and you tell them that Brock sent you, you'll get an additional 10% off of this. So 850 off of 85, 77.50. I know it's $80 and people are still like, oh my God, it's $80. But in today's world, man, $80 is just like, that's like $4 or $5 bills in today's society and fucking inflation rate. Holy shit, it is snowing so hard. I can barely see across the street outside. If my camera wasn't fixed in place, I'd show you, but it's snowing its dick off out here. I'm glad my wife's home. So anyway, before we get, carried away, let's show you guys what we're working with. This is the Dragon Egg. Now, before this video was shot, I, of course, popped open the box, hooked this baby up to a charger so that it would be charged. Okay? They retail at 100 usually. Well, see, they're already throwing you good deals there, Charles. And the reason why I say that this might be a device for everybody is because if you have a Puffco or a dab rig like this, I never leave the house with this, and I'll tell you why. When I go on vacation and things like that, I'm terrified to leave the house with it because I don't want the police or anybody else or something to happen to my device. So that's where this thing can come in super handy because I am a lot less concerned about this thing getting broken, lost, stolen, um, snatched by the police, whatever the deal may be. More so than I am worried about my Puffco with aftermarket glass and pieces on it being stolen, because then I'm out my investment. Like this was a fucking investment. It really shouldn't leave the house. This is not a travel device, but I love it and I like to be able to dab when I'm out and about. So that's where the Lookah comes in. Now, let's say you don't have a Puffco. I think that the Lookah is going to be a great device for you to get started with. If you wanted to dab or you wanted something a little bit more ergonomic and friendly than just like the old hummingbird dab tool or whatever the fuck that is that Lookah sells. The nectar collector piece of shit. That, don't get me wrong, it does dabs, but really it's like it's the cracked out ass. It's the crackiest way to smoke dabs that there is. I hate the fucking nectar collectors. When they first come out, I thought, wow, that's a great idea. But after about a week on the same coil, you realize that it's not a great idea and it just doesn't function the way that you want. So let's open the box. When you open the box, you'll get directions. Those are important. I want to show you how to use them. There was an authentication card here. Oh, here, a certification that your Lookah device is real. Why even? I don't know. If you're spending 10 cents to put this in there, Lookah, stop it. We don't fucking care, okay? I don't think anyone's cloning Lookah shit. The seahorse is good for on the low dabs. I get that, but I feel like I'd rather on the low dab with this thing. I mean, let's be honest. There's no such thing as on the low dabs. If somebody sees you poking at a fucking Carmex container and smoking the context, it stands out. Now, I agree. It's like ninja smoking, but it could be better. Hey, babe, could you bring me a bottle of water? I forgot to fill this thing up before I sat down. I'm an idiot. Okay, so just on first inspection, this thing's pretty cool. I got the orange one. It comes with an extra bowl, and as we can see by the bowl, it is quartz. Blah 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 blah. You can see it's square. Oh, you get a free snack, silica gel, little silica pack, free snack. So when you're hungry, it says do not eat on here. Huh? Do not eat. Yeah, because that's. I say we stop writing "do not eat" on this, and everybody who opens up their dab rig and eats this shit and dies, we're better off without. So, sorry if you can't fucking read directions or whatever. What am I looking at here? Okay, so anyway, this is pretty self-explanatory. First things first, this unscrews. It's threaded in. It's got a little decoration here. It looks like ribs, maybe. Ribs. I don't know what it is, but it's cool looking. We're going to put a little water in here because that's how this is supposed to work. That looks good to me. Let me get a drink. Mm-hmm. Not when you're hiding in the walk-in. Okay, fair enough. But I think this might be able to fit maybe in your pocket, but I agree. You can just set this in the walk-in maybe, and it would be already refrigerated. So we're going to screw this on. Let me test out the function. Yeah, it seems to work. Now, to work it, click it. It's 5 clicks like every other vape device I've ever touched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it starts this shit, which I have no fucking idea what that countdown's all about. Like, I thought the thing was going to blow up at first. So like, oh, fuck, I got the one that's a bomb. Kaboom! Boom, but nothing happened, okay? It just counted down, and it's like, okay, we're ready for whatever reason. So, all you're going to do to use this baby, pretty self-explanatory. You got a coil. We got some dabs. We got some STL solventless for our dabbing delight today. You can look them guys up on Instagram. Pretty cool group of people. Make some pretty good rosin products. I don't know how much to put this in, but I like to go hard. So let's go ahead and drop that right in the middle. Now I always watch a review or 6 on these devices before I use them. And one of the advices that I got from the random people that I watched said to make sure you get the dab in the center. It's less than $100. If you go to Lime Vapor, you can get this for $80, Justin. $80. Okay, so there it is. It's in the middle of the bowl. Let's go ahead and push the button. We're on level 3. There are 3 levels. Let's see. Oh, it's melting. Let's see. Holy shit, I'm kind of surprised by that. Huh. Look at this. Wow. Still got a decent amount of dab in there too. I could taste it. And this is on the highest setting, which typically I don't even dab shit on the highest setting. I just saw it on 3. Let's go for it. If you want to change the setting, you just go 1, 2. Wait, let's try to get this. 1, 2. That's setting 1. Let's see. All right, setting 1 is like, ooh, terpy and delicious. I got to be honest, I'm kind of impressed, man. No doubt I'm a snob, man. I'm going to tell you right off the tops. This was a tough review for me because I'm a snob who's really far advanced in his dab game. So I was nervous about how bad this thing was going to suck, if I'm being 100% honest. I thought for sure that this thing was going to fall amongst the gag gifts. I thought I'd give it a chance, but I got to be honest, now that I've dabbed it, I was going to give it to somebody for Christmas after I was done with it, clean it back up, buy another coil for it, pop it back in a box, act like this never happened. I'm still going to give it to somebody for Christmas try, but it is nice. Wow. Yeah, decent airflow. Decent dab. Let's go 2. There's 2. You just hold down the button. And I think we're starting to be out now. But it's still dabbing. I'll tell you what, man. No shit, no lie, no sales pitch at all. I'm impressed by this. If I didn't have any devices and I wanted to buy something that I could dab on the go, like, because I mean, honestly, this fits in all kinds of places. I'm not going to say that it's waterproof or watertight because it's not. I guarantee that if I tip this thing over, water will. Yep, there's the water. Water will come out of there. So you can't walk around. But how hard is it to find some water? Let's say you do your dab, you dump this out, you throw it back in your pocket. I mean, that's not very big. Looks like a little hand grenade. And I got to be honest, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I may not give this to anybody for Christmas. I may just keep this now. I might get this to myself for Christmas. It's kind of shitty of me, but let's try again. Let's try again. Maybe the first dab was just a fluke, Maybe I need to do 2 dab. Maybe the second dab it'll suck, I'm going to say that I'm going to anticipate with this that you don't want to go any bigger than like that. Just a little grain of rice. It's not the biggest device, but I did just put a little heat on there and a little heap. And let me tell you, man, that would have been good for, 2 people to pass back and forth. You love this weather? I love this weather too, man. It's snowing its dick off right now, but all right, let's see if we can give you guys a little melt shot. Can you see it? I'm not even gonna try that. That's all. Have I seen the little knockoff mini Puffco? I have seen a lot of them, Charles. And the thing about it is a lot of them work really fucking well. A friend of mine was asking for me to find a device that was like the Puffco, but wasn't the Puffco price, which no doubt the Puffco's overpriced. It's $400 for the Gladiator. You can get a very nice device, very comparable to it for less than $150 now. So when you buy a Puffco, you're technically just paying for the name. In my defense, when I bought them, they were really kind of the only guys out there doing that besides Dr. Dabber or G-Pen. And their 3D chamber is awesome. But I'm going to give it up to Lookah here. Let's go ahead and try the skin on setting 2. Man, I'll tell you what. I would tell you if it tasted like shit, and it does not. I can taste the dab. It tastes very delicious. Uh, it doesn't get that usual burnt taste that I get out of like the Lookah seahorse coils or the unicorn coils. I'm impressed, man. I am impressed. Might as well finish up this dab though. Don't want to be a quitter. Boy, that Dr. Dabber, I've got the Dr. Dabber Switch. That is a top-notch device. And the price of it's coming down. I think you can get them for around 200, 250 bucks now, stock. But the problem I have with the Dr. Dabber and the Puffco is that neither one of them are good out of the box. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you don't have anything and you put a dab in there and it's your first time using an electronic device, you're going to be like, wow, this is fucking awesome. Until you upgrade that device and you realize how many terps and how much flavor and how bad you've been burning your dabs with those coils, man. Dabs are expensive. They ain't cheap. Might as well try to use them the best way you can. This shit is an investment in yourself, especially if you consume on a regular basis, man. Like, I get people that bust my chops about the money I spend on paraphernalia, but if you needed a fancy glass to drink your beer, I guarantee you'd have a fancy glass to drink your beer. And if you could buy a better glass that made your beer taste better, wouldn't you? I would. I like beer. If there was a glass, and I've gone out on my way to buy glasses with turbolator lips. There's Sam Adams glasses that they used to make out there that actually had some science behind making your beer taste better. An etched glass on the bottom to keep the carbonation pouring for a better look. A raised lip on there, so when the beer goes into your mouth, it actually spins around a little bit, which I know sounds ridiculous, but it actually stirs up the flavors and the hops in there as it hits your mouth. The same thing with your dab devices, man. Same thing, So, boy, this thing's working. And you guys see the puff that I got out of the dab that I cut. I'm going to guess it's getting pretty close to cash if it isn't cashed. But my honest evaluation is that this shit is a decent device, okay? So right now, if you want this device, you can go to Lime Vapor. That if you don't know where that is, Google it. All right? It's like 466. No, 46. I don't know. It's 400 block of Lime Ferry. 466 might be the address. I don't know. Let's look. Lime Vapor. 766 Lime Ferry. Lime Vapor. 766 Lime Ferry Road. If you go in there and you talk to a very handsome gentleman named Ryan, he is the only dude you'll run into there. He's the only guy that works there, basically. That's a man. And you tell him that Brock sent you. No shit. You'll get 10% off the already low price of 85 bucks. Like that's 15 below retail to begin with, plus another 10% off. So that'll put you at like 77.50, 76.50, something like that. And then your local sales tax, probably like $81, $82. But you can get this device and you can be dabbing, 86 bucks. I feel like I'm going to die if I dab too hard. I also have been in manual breathing mode, dabbing too hard. Yeah, I don't like to be too high, and I don't like to cough either. Like, I don't understand these people that want to do 700-degree dabs. Like I said, whenever I did this on 3, I don't ever turn a device all the way up because that is not what I want to know about the device. What I want to know about the device is turning it all the way down, honestly, because like if you're doing hot dabs, you're not doing yourself any favor. Matter of fact, I really think the people who do hot dabs and want to cough till they almost faint, they probably just should buy crack. Because I think that that's really what they're going for. They're going for like a crack high. And they're wasting their money and they're giving themselves crazy, like, I don't know, chemicals in their lungs, man. When you start to burn shit above certain temperatures, you start releasing other gases. And I don't want any of that shit. Not that dabbing's healthy at 380 degrees, 480 degrees. It's dabbing heavy oils. I mean, it's bound to have some health effects, but I definitely don't want the 750-degree glowy for Kobe. I have no idea how people do that shit. So, yeah, I mean, more power to you, man. I like to laugh at people when they do that shit. There was a trend for a while where people were trying to do like fucking humongous dabs, and they were choking themselves out, and it just didn't look like any fun to me. It looked like a good way to sweat and wonder if you're going to die for about 3 hours. And I'm not really into that sensation. I like to be medicated, relaxed, not coughing and sweating and shit. So, at any rate, boys and girls, that is the Lookah Dragon Egg. I don't think you got to worry about an actual dragon hatching out of this thing. I think it's just the name. I don't think this is a real dragon egg, you know? So anyway, not stoned. Man. I'm going to go outside now, I think. I'm going to go jump in my camper. I have a little fiberglass camper, 13-footer. I have a buddy heater. I've been trying to work on the heating system in the camper because I want to take a camping like north, like in the cold. And I want to, this is a good gauge. It's a good test. It's 13 degrees out where I'm at right now. I'm going to take my heater. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to get it all hooked up. I'm going to turn on, I'm going to take my iPad and I'm going to take a coat and I'm just going to go out there and see what kind of temperature I can sustain the camper at so that I know exactly how far north and in what kind of environments, what kind of cold I can endure in there, because I've stayed in it down to 10 degrees. And I could keep the camper at about 55, but that wasn't the most comfortable shit ever. But 55 degrees is pretty chilly when you're trying to sleep. I don't know. It was survivable, obviously, but I'd like to be comfortable. So anyway, I'm not going to drag on, man. That's my review of the Dragon Egg. Reminder, go up to Lime Vapor. Tell them Brock sent you. You'll get 10% off, and you'll get to hang out with Ryan. And they have lots of other things there. If you're into vape goods, I'm not even supposed to say that shit on the internet. YouTube's probably going to kick me off. I don't care. I didn't really care about YouTube. I care about YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. But I don't get paid whether you watch it or not. So I guess I don't know what I'm thinking. Thanks for listening to me spiel about the Dragon Egg. So anyway, go get a fucking dab device, get medicated, and have a great day. Be careful out there, everybody. Toodaloo.